This will be the start of my new Tikka T3X Lite build. The reason I wanted to film this today is because I'm taking this rifle into Oregon Mountain Rifle Company. They do custom carbon barrels and different gunsmithing work. So I'm going to have a custom carbon barrel put on this thing. Welcome back everybody. It's actually been about 2 full years since this build has been complete. I kind of put the video off, but that's okay because now I've had 2 full seasons of hunting with it. So not only can I go over all the additions I've made to it, as you guys can see from the start of the video, but I can also give you guys a better opinion through my experiences using it now. As you can see, it looks very different than before. But this is still the initial Tikka T3X action. That's basically the only thing that's left the same. It does have the Tally 20 MOA rail here. Those got Cerakoted green, and then as far as the bolt goes, it's now a fluted bolt. This is the same handle, I believe, with the knob I showed you guys before. One thing I wish I did was get the upgraded bolt shroud that OMR offers. But that's okay, I can always get one later. On the topic of OMR, here is the carbon barrel from those guys, stamped 7mm rim mag. I kept the same caliber, as you can see. Up here I have a dead air muzzle brake. And another thing I've been super happy with is this XLR Chassis. It's the Element 3.0. From the back to front. I got the CR2 butt stock on it. That's kind of the base model, cheapest one. I believe this is the TLC Ergo palm shelf grip, or something like that anyways. Got the thumb rest here. I haven't changed the trigger, but I did change the spring with the Mountain Tactical. I believe it's a 2-pound spring in there, which is pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy with that for like $10. The other thing I've added is this Arca Swiss mount so that I can throw it on my tripod. That comes from XLR, and then right here is the Spartan Precision bipod system. I think there's ways you can direct mount it, but I have the Picatinny adapter already, so I just went with that guy. Like I said, it's the 3.0. It's not the magnesium, so they have a lighter magnesium, and now they have the 4.0 out, which I believe the main difference, it has a bubble level here, as you guys heard me complaining about that one. That's pretty cool. It might have a built-in Arca, I think, as well. Just a couple other small things, but either way, XLR, awesome company. OMR, awesome company. I'll just spin the gun around and go over the only other things I've added to it. For a scope, I didn't go super fancy. I just used the scope that I already had on the 7 mag that this gun replaced. But this is old trusty here. I've had it for a lot of years. It's a Vortex Viper PST Gen 2 with the locking shorter turret here. I love this thing. And it's in the 5 to 25 by 50 power. Got the throw lever, the caps, and the bubble on it. As you can see, it's all marked up. I've had it a couple different times on different rifles, and then the other thing is these are Vortex and Seekins rings. Highly recommend those. And the main reason I wanted to flip the gun around is for this guy. This is an awesome sling. I actually get them locally at the Portland Sportsman Show every year pretty much. There's a guy there. I think his brand is the Ultimate Gunslings. And he's just an awesome dude. He gives a great demo on them online on YouTube and in person. They're super comfy and they come in all sorts of mounts. I go with the QD here. It's a pretty slick setup. This gun is like 11 pounds total, maybe 11.2. I've had this thing for 2 years, so I probably have like, 150 rounds, maybe less than that through it. And I've shot these 4 loads, as well as a couple other really similar ones to this. So I've been really impressed with everything on it, shooting all these different factory loads. I'll start here. This is the Terminal Ascent 155 grain by Federal, and this is a 150 grain soft point. It's pretty generic. Like I said, I've tried 2 or 3 of them, and with all of these, as well as the Terminal Ascent, I kind of have struggled to get better than 3/4 MOA, up to 1 MOA, and a little more sometimes with the soft points, but I've been pretty happy with those, given that I've tested other ammo that has been better, like these. These are the Federal, well, this one is the Federal Nosler AccuBond, this one is the Nosler AccuBond. So these are the same bullet, 160 grain, and I've shot the 168 grain from Nosler also. All 3 of those I can shoot the same hole all day, basically, like 1/4 MOA with. And then a third one I've tested that's sub half MOA is the Hornady 162 grain ELDX. So I'm pretty happy with that I can get sub half MOA out of 3 or more loads, and sub 1 MOA out of 3 others. And I also have a good stockpile of bullets and what have you not to reload here soon, so look forward to those videos as well. So for hunts, I talked about the 2021 mule deer hunt, how we did a lot of hiking, and for 11 pounds I would say this rifle felt honestly more like 8 or 9 pounds, just because of how well the carbon barrel and this chastity are balanced with each other. It's a pretty awesome combo, especially for that reason. That's one of my favorite things about it. So that was an unsuccessful hunt, but for 2022 I did a black-tailed deer hunt, which was successful, and that was out of a tree stand. I had a 175-yard shot, and I was using my ladder stand rail cage rested up against this flat surface here. Made a really good rest, so I was able to make a good shot on my deer, and luckily he had a quick and painless death. So yeah, that is pretty much my experience with this gun the last 2 years. I couldn't be happier with it. Shout out to the awesome companies like Oregon Mountain Rifle, XLR, and Vortex. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to do the awesome things like the buck that I got, I just showed you guys.